Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the 3rd of June 2027, and I am showing you Isabel Goldman's profile because I have managed to convince her to sign a new contract, and it is delightful. It turns out nobody coming in for her made her realize that she was not going to get a move away, and she decided, you know what, I'm willing to sign for you again, and she's finally on a professional deal, and it keeps her at the club until 2029. We are paying her 4.5% of the budget, but that is neither here nor there. It is still a good deal, and we do have a relegation release clause, which, let's be honest, I don't think it's ever going to be hit, but it's nice to have anyway, because it's something that she asked for, and I am not complaining. A player that I would love to say is going to be with us until the end of the save, but you never know at this point. She may not be. A good player for this division now, and can definitely improve a lot. She's probably a player that will end up becoming a top tier player. So I'm very excited for her potential, and I really hope she can keep us going. That being said, transfers did still happen, despite the fact that we were only 4 days left of the transfer window. So while we made no more deals, we let 4 players go out on loan at the end of the season. Ankoff went out to Strasbourg on loan. She's got a goal in her first 7 matches. And she only just scored her first goal for the club, but it's going to be one of those things where we hope she can get the game time she needs to develop herself and to make sure she can get better and better. She also asked for the loan, so I was never going to turn it down. And hopefully for her sake, she could help this team get promoted potentially. So we could say that we got a player that could also go out on loan for the 2nd year running if they decide to do so. Her contract also expires in 180 days, so I will need to give her a new contract at some point, but that's neither here nor there. Phil Baxton, who I said I regretted giving a new contract to, is also our loan. She's at Patia, so the team that was in the top flight last year, who was just relegated, she is with them. They are paying all her wages, so that's £230 off the books. And quite frankly, another team in the 2nd tier, so while she's not been playing as many games as I would like and should like, it's still good to get the wages off the books. This is not a move I was expecting to be able to say, but Astrid Force is also out on loan, this time at Orbro SK, and she's played 8 games, not scored yet as a striker, which is not particularly great, but she's never played for us, so this is her first actual experience in playing professional football in the top 2 tiers, so clearly it was a move that she needed, and I was never going to turn it down. She has played all 8 games. She's not done particularly well so far, though. And the last person we let go out alone was Liv. She has done okay. I say that okay, she's only got 1 goal in her first 8 matches, and it's not the best of starts. But she's already played as many games for them as she did for us in our promotion season, so the fact she started the same amount of games as she started from the bench, it looks like as well, is a bit damning on her, but hey, she's got some game time, she's getting some development. She's not doing particularly well, and it's not going to go well for her if she doesn't keep improving. The fact she's 19, she is playing for Eskilstuna United in the 2nd tier, so all these players are in the 2nd tier is good, to say the least. Speaking of the 2nd tier, 1 player is playing for Patia, Tullersburg. We also got our goalkeeper at Eskande, and the fact that no one... Okay, Eskilstuna are in the relegation zone, but the fact we've barely got anyone in the relegation zone on loan players is a good sign. I still need to get new badges for the teams that don't have badges. So that's the thing I need to work on. But it's all right. We've done okay. And I'd like to think the players that we have out on loan are going to develop, hopefully. Speaking of loans players, I just realized Norbert's also at Eskilstuna United. So that's a bit awkward. And the fact that Bodison has not had the best of times in her loan spell either does not bode well for her development. She might be a player I could just say, ooh, yeah. Remember when she played for me last year in the league? That feels like a mistake now, doesn't it? Yikes. Yeah, that was only because of injuries, nothing else. And we don't have that excuse anymore, do we? But speaking of the players that we have done business for, we are now in a good position. We're back on a particular day because we're in another final. And it's happened again. And we've had a lot of games since we last met. So I'm going to try one method. If it doesn't work, you'll see another reason of doing things. But I'm hopeful that I can just get the goals instead for you guys as a way to try and differentiate, make this different from my last couple of videos. So let's see how this goes. We drew the next game against Norrköping by 2-2 in the league, and it wasn't for lack of trying from our point of view. There was 3 goals in about a minute or two. It was ridiculous. But unfortunately, we couldn't keep hold of a clean sheet, and we managed to drop 2 points. We then took a Kristianstad, and despite taking the lead ourselves, went behind and were 2-1 down before we got 2 more goals and managed to win by 3-2, which saw Marisa Garcia score in her first goal for the club and get the winner. Then we had perhaps the worst result so far. We lost against new promoted Vitsel by 2-1. And yeah, Clara Andrup getting a brace against us was not great. And despite going to attack and we didn't get anything out of this, Goldman did get a consolation. And honestly, it was made worse by the next result because we lost 2-1 against BK Hacken, and this again was not great. We equalised and then still managed to concede against Lilleback. This is my bogey team for some reason. I don't know why. But also Lilleback seems to be the player that does a lot of things against me. And I hate the fact that she does so well against me. But then, after taking some time to assess things and to figure things out, we beat Rosengard in the Cup semi-final by 4-0 at their ground. So clearly, we knew how to score goals. We just needed something different. I'm also seeing a lot of ridiculous goals being scored as of late, and sometimes it's going our way. But we scored 2 goals in 2 minutes in the second half to ensure we were dominant. We then took an AIK in the league and beat them by 4-1. We unfortunately did not keep a clean sheet. I actually been going cautious at times in this game, and we were 4-0 up when I changed the balance and we conceded. So maybe just staying cautious is the way to go. And then we went to Hammarby and beat them by 2-1. So I went cautious for most of this game, if not all of this game, and we picked up all 3 points against Hammarby. And this was a very good result as far as I'm concerned. Hopefully, we can keep this sort of result and form up. And then, much to my surprise, we took on Rosengard again, away from home, this time in the league, and beat them 4-0 again. Deja vu really was the case in this situation, and Abdu and Garcia both getting goals. Abdu had a great game in this match, 2 assists and a goal, showing why I really was highly regarding her as a top prospect for this team. Unfortunately, we then took on Joe Gardens and lost by 0-0. They scored a wonder goal in this match, and we were unlucky not to get a point in the end, but luck does not go your way. Luck does not get you results. But then we took on Vaxjo and beat them by 0-0. They had no shots on target, and we were comfortably by our team, Salvador, with the winner. And going into this cup final, which is against BK Hacken for the 2nd year running, we are currently in 4th place, having won 4 of our last 5 matches, which goes to show that our 2 defeats in a row was not ideal, but it doesn't change the fact we are in good stead to do well again. For whatever reason, there's now 4 spots for the Champions League. I don't think that is the case. I think there is something wrong with the table again. It feels like this always comes up every single year now, that there is an issue. I don't know why. It is the case. We are 10 points clear of the relegation playoffs, though. Vaxjo, who, don't forget, last year were in the first stage of the season, comfortably leading and then completely capitulated, have won just 2 games in 23 matches now, which is not great for a team that looked like they could be surprising everyone with a title victory. When we are beating them, you know it's a bad time for them, but there you go. I don't think we're going to be in a title fight at all. I just feel like we could just go about our way, go about our day, and just cause problems for people. That's just how I look at it. And Joe Gardens, the team that beat us in the last 5 matches, are also up in 3rd place, so clearly it wasn't a bad team we lost to. The Bottom Pikenham, who are down in 6th. This is a surprise to me. I didn't realise they were that good. Visso also beating us down in 8th shows that maybe they weren't as bad as I thought they were. But there you go. Unfortunately, going into this cup final, we are losing 2 of our better players to international duty, but BK Hacken are losing 10 players to international duty. So this might be the only chance we get of beating them all season. It is a strange situation to be in. We are now getting this message that Matson could be leaving us. I do plan on giving a new contract. I'm just going to wait until we get to a certain point. Unless we do it now. We should probably give a new contract now, shouldn't we? Let's ask the agent, how much would you want? Oh, that's an issue. That's an issue. I don't want to give her that much money. Okay, that is a problem. That being said, Beard's also out in international duty, so we are losing 3 players on international duty. Let's filter the under-19s out of this. So Trumis is out international duty. Matsson's out international duty. And Leet is out on international duty. So we are missing 3 of our better players on international duty. And this is an opportunity to really showcase why I brought this strength and depth here. So Forsström is going to start. Maya is going to get her first appearance of the season. Becker starts at centre back along with Vega. Niettinen starts at left back. Nygren starts as DM. Yes, I'm literally making Nygren play here because she can play there. She is literally our second best player in this situation. Anderson's on the bench, so that's why she's not in a position to really be upset here. Hannah Lehmann starts in midfield along with Goldman. Salvador, Larson, and Abdu are also starting. So our attacking prowess not affected too much. We're not missing anyone apart from our defensive players, which isn't great. Bergström, a youth player, is starting on the bench for goalkeeper, which tells you my problems here. Solem, Anderson, Zapata, Branston, Robertson, and Garcia are on the bench. Yes, Robertson's on the bench. She can play at midfield in the left winger position. I've not seen her do it. I've not really used her for it, but she can do it. It's just not her preferred position. So it is what it is. And also, she's a squad player on £360 a week. I should really be using her anyway. I've not really used that much. She's kind of fallen out of the team ever since we got Abdu to sign for us. It just makes sense to drop her, really. Anyway, that being said, let's take on our opponents, BK Hacken, who are definitely weakened by the international call-ups, and hope we can win. Let's do this. They had to make 7 changes, by the way. Their goalkeeper is on international duty, which is their best players. So while we're missing our best goalkeeper, we don't have a bad replacement in Maya, so this is unusually good for us. And there's no expectations either, so we got nothing to lose here, despite the fact they are without a lot of their better players. I'm going to hope we can win. So for the second year running, we take a BK Hacken's the cup final, and this is a time where we can say we don't actually have as much to lose in this situation. Beard was only meant to be a squad player anyway, so this is actually a good opportunity to really show what we can do with our strength in depth here. And if our attacking prowess is as strong as it is, tells me we can do a lot of damage here. And also it's at BK Hacken's ground, so there's no pressure on us as far as I'm concerned. We won here last year 4-2. If we can win here again, then surely there's questions to be asked about BK Hacken's ability to control these situations, right? Also, this is, I think, the first video I recorded since the 60 frames per second thing in the game has been shown. So this, you might see the game looks a bit better. I don't know if that's going to be the case for you or not. So let's see if this works. Anyway, Hannah Lehmann on the ball. Forsström on the ball now. Plays the ball through to Abdu. Abdu a chance. Abdu with a goal. We lead in the final for the second year running. And all of a sudden, we look very dangerous in this situation. BK Hacken are really good, but when you're missing 10 players on international duty, you're going to be weakened no matter who you are. And this is the perfect start for our title defense, for our cup defense. And I love this kind of situation, I really do. And another opportunity now. And this is probably our strongest squad, give or take a few players. I mean, the fact most of our attack is barely unaffected says it all. And I was looking for an excuse to bring Hannah Lehmann anyway. And this is an opportunity to show why I can do this. Here's Goldman, though. Cuts inside. Goes for goal. Just wide. I'm going to pause this here, right? Have you noticed that they got 2 players that don't have a shirt? I think they're youth players that literally don't have a spot in their team. So they're kind of forced to throw them in. This is awkward for them, surely. An opportunity now. We can double our lead again. Niettinen, Nygren. I don't know. I feel like we are just going to abuse the fact that we are not hindered by international call-ups in this situation every single time. But it's Larson. Doubles our lead. We're going to defend our title, looks like. The cup is never leaving my grasp as long as I had the opportunity to defend it, as far as I'm concerned. Every single season I've taken part in this competition, I've never been knocked out in it, which is the craziest stat I can throw at you at this point. And the fact they cut inside and we could just take care of the players is so fun. Their goalkeeper must be a youth player. There's no way I can think of otherwise, or at least not a very good player. I just looked at the stats, and I'll actually show you the stats. I'll click here. Match momentum, it's all us. We are not letting him do anything so far, but that might change now that I've said that. But BK Hacken are not enjoying themselves here. They are desperate to do something, and I know we can make mistakes here. Maya is relieved that's not gone in, and defensively we need to do better. An opportunity that I am never going to pass up is the idea that we can win a trophy. I will not ever deny the idea of winning trophies for myself here, and Salvador showing why I really highly regard the look of that bit of skill. She gets past the player easily, goes for goal, and now it's Miettinen to take the corner. I don't know what it is, but every single save I've had so far, I've had a fullback taking corners. I don't know why I do, or why my fullbacks seem to be the best corner kick takers, but they tend to be the case. Miettinen, Goldman, or Vega, back to Goldman now. Goes for goal. She's missed again. Okay. As long as we don't concede before half-time, I think I'll be fine. We are in a strong position, and I don't feel like I should be concerned right now, as they are on the ball again anyway. Here is Laulino Gimmergard. Okay, Thomas has scored. Lindsay Thomas has scored that. I feel like we should have done better defensively, but we didn't. Game on, apparently. So, can we do better, please? Because that was not great defensive work. What could we have done better here? Close the shot down quicker? Yeah, probably is what we should have done. I don't think Mike could do a lot there, really. In off the post like that, it's just perfect placement, isn't it? That was the first shot on target. If we get a goal to get our lead back to 2 again before half-time, that'd be great. Folstrom, Nygren, back to Folstrom. And again, it's good work here for the players to build this up nicely. Goldman, Abdu, Salvador. That's it. We're back in with a 2-goal lead. And that feels very familiar. Didn't we do this last year as well? I feel like we did this last year, didn't we? We scored just before half-time to make it 3-1. And Abdu getting another assist. She's starting to prove herself to be very, very useful with both goals and assists so far this year. And I love it. And as things stand, half-time, 3-1 up. We looked good for our lead. And we don't actually feel like we don't deserve it. And that's good. I will say, this is probably one of the very few times I can say that I'm happy we've got a strong squad, but not strong enough that international teams call up all our players. Because if we did have a strong enough squad for that, we'd lose most of our players, if not all our players, like BK Hacken have. Goldman now cuts inside, going again, looking for that goal, hits the bar. She's had 3 chances now that we've seen her miss. Okay, we made some changes. I actually am making a change sometimes where I actually play Adu on either wing, depending on how I'm feeling, mostly on the left wing. If I feel like I can get away with it, to bring Garcia on, and that's not a good play from them. Salvador's closed it down comfortably. Here's Goldman, finds Adu, who's going to go for goal, hits the post. We could have had a 4-1 lead. Okay, chance to kill this game off. I am already certain we're going to win our second Svenska Cupen final in a row, which is crazy to think that I can win this cup so consistently. I was thinking we were going to be wiped the floor with, honestly, going into this game. But look at that. Oh, what a pass. To Garcia, she gets to this. Garcia kills. No! Oh, I thought she scored. Hull is still going, by the way. I don't know what to make of this, but Fisher, Windell, and it's cleared away. Miettinen gets it back. Here is Anderson, who's never scored for me outside of the cup. Lehman, Zapata, Abdu. Going inside, going for goal. What a goal for Latifa Abdu to kill the game off. Oh, that's a wonderful goal. She's got a brace in the cup final, and she deserves it. She can score as a striker. She can score as a winger. She is the perfect signing, and there's a reason why she's the star signing. She's the star player for us. She's our best player for no question anymore. There's no doubt how good she is. And we are going to win this final now. And that would actually be my 50th win as well, which is crazy. So this is my 50th win in my 75th match in charge of this team. And we look good value for this win too. So I am delighted. We're about to see a trophy celebration as well. I can't believe we're about to win this cup for the second year running. I thought we were going to lose it for once. But honestly, for whatever reason, it seems like this team has clicked after I was thinking it would be a slow start, get some weaker teams. So maybe it's the weaker teams we need to be more careful about. And we need to tinker our strategy for those games compared to these bigger games now. I don't know what it is, but it just feels like we can just get caught out. That being said, that's not good defending. Hasse is in. They've scored. Okay, never mind. They have scored a goal. 4-2. It's exactly the same score as last year. I was thinking, oh, we're going to be fine. We've got to get a 3-goal lead this time. No, it's just a 2-goal lead, a 2-goal win. I am going to skip this because I don't want to see a highlight of their goal. I want to see the trophy celebration. When are we going to see the final whistle, guys? Blow the whistle, ref. I want my celebration. I want my trophy lift. That's what I want now. As simple as that. Garcia. That's fine. I don't mind. We're going to see that. And we're going to see that final whistle. Any moment now, we are going to get it. Yes. We have won the Swedish Cup for the second year running. I can't believe it's happened again. But the same scoreline too. I guess the same opponents, no less. Yes, they had 10 players missing for international call-up, but even so, you've got to say, we definitely deserve this scoreline. We definitely deserve this win. And I'm happy. I am really, really happy with the fact we won this game. Can we... Is there a world where we can say we can win 3 finals in a row now? I think there is, isn't there? Surely. There is a world we can win this for the 3rd year running. And we would like to say we can eventually one day win the league. But getting 2 cup finals in a row is a good start, isn't it? Happy days. Remember when I said that this goalkeeper was probably a new gem? I wasn't lying. That was literally her debut game. The poor soul. We just bullied a 16-year-old because they had no backup. Oh, God. I feel almost bad. I don't feel bad, but it's funny. We can approach a signer. What? I'm going to scout her. I just want to scout her to see if she's actually any good or not. But I feel so bad at the moment. I had a feeling that they were going to have a problem with their goalkeeper. I didn't realize it was this was the reason. Okay. Good for us, I suppose. Apparently, we're linked with this player. Natalie Staff. I don't know if she's the kind of player I need right now. I mean, she's a good box-to-box midfielder, but I am more into the playmakers, which she can do. I got linked with her, I was asked about if I wanted to sign her. If she's willing to get less money than what Mietzen's looking for, then I might consider it. She does come deep to get the ball, and it takes. Okay, she's a playmaker. She's definitely a playmaker who can be a box-to-box. Cool. Okay, good to know. She would also be. I think that might be the reason we do it. The homegrown registration rule and determined. She's only a second-tier player, but we've done stupider things. We received 11,000 for winning that, by the way, which is fine. And we paid out 6 grand for winning the cup, so that's fine. But yeah, no surprise. The Ball are happy with the fact we won it, and the team is happy that we won it. So it's good to win this cup again for the 2nd year running. With that being said, I'm going to end on this story that we're exuberant over the Swedish Cup victory, the performance. I'm going to end the video here. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. I hope you guys will like and share this video, and that you're subscribed to the channel. It really does help me out a lot. But anyway, until next time, goodbye, and well, good night.